Hello, I'm Kellum Lewis, and I'm on day 3, I think, of doing my 30-day challenge to myself of putting up videos on YouTube and getting more comfortable talking on camera, and also of finding things to talk about. I'm realizing that's quite a thing to have to do. I suppose after my 30 days and I drop down to doing it once a week, I think that's going to be a lot more doable. Every day is quite a bit. So yeah, I could understand why maybe some of those days might just be sort of vlog style days. But I did come up with something today. I was struggling earlier in the day to try to come up with something to talk about. In fact, I was struggling generally earlier today. I was having kind of a rough day emotionally, and a lot of it has to do with different things that are going on in my life, a lot of worries. And I thought maybe that would be helpful to know that therapists have rough days too. We have worries and we get despondent, and our energy sinks and we don't know what we're going to do some days. And I know for myself today, I was having a pretty low energy day, and I thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And I knew I had clients to see, and I had associates and interns to do supervision with. And so I did something, I don't know, I just sort of found my way through it. At first I was, like I said, just sort of finding my way through. And I spoke to somebody about what's happening and what I was feeling. And the one thing I did know is I didn't want to just try to find what's sometimes called a manic defense, a manic way through it, just barreling through. I'm just going to make it. I'm just going to do it, sort of thing. I wanted to more so feel my way through it, and that's what I did today. And so I slowed down. I talked to someone about what was happening, and that helped a little to be heard and seen and witnessed. And then I had some food, and that helped. And I took a nap, and I think that helped a little bit too. And then I also saw 3 clients actually, late in the day that really helped me feel differently about the situation that I'm in. The first client is going through a major health issue right now, looking to have an open chest surgery coming up for a growth, a tumor. And I thought, well, I'm not facing that. So, that means something. And then the second client started talking about some habits that he has that has him avoid getting into work sometimes. He avoids, he procrastinates, and then he feels worse after that. And so we started talking about this psychological idea. It's a Jungian idea. Carl Jung, a psychologist, named this dynamic the shadow, this energy in the unconscious, the shadow. The shadow is that part of ourselves that we don't want to look at. It's the repository for all of the negative things that we think about ourselves. And so procrastination, idleness, laziness, it could be a lot of things. It could be addiction. It could be hatred. It could be all kinds of stuff. And so we started talking about the shadow, and I realized I was having a day where I was battling or wrestling with the shadow, because my shadow just really wanted to take over, and a kind of depressive thought, a hopeless thought. And I was really struggling there to not let my shadow take over in that way. And I'll do another video down the line if anybody wants, in terms of getting into the shadow a little bit more. And then the third client whom I saw late in the day was talking about his dad, who's 90 years old, who has a heart condition and flatlined twice within the last few weeks and was brought back, and the family's preparing again for his eventual demise. They've been through this a number of times. So we were talking about his feelings around that. And again, that really helped me contextualize where I'm at in terms of my own life, and that I'm not where his dad is, and also not where that family is. So all of that today really helped get me into a place where I thought, Okay, it doesn't feel like I'm grabbed by the throat of my own anxieties today, and I feel more hopeful, and I feel like I have actually something to say to you that I guess to summarize would be therapists have rough days, and that maybe during those rough days, sometimes it's good to try to figure out how to regain a sense of groundedness and a sense of life and a sense of hope. And we don't always have to do that in a sort of manic, sort of pull myself out, pull myself up by my bootstraps kind of way. It can be a slower process. We can take the time that we need and maybe take a nap and have food and talk to somebody and get a different perspective. And sometimes these moods are just a day long. I'm hoping so for myself. So that's what I have to share today. I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll meet you here next time.